mine, so I get it an opportunity to talk to them.
Yeah.
So that gives me a little more like maturity when I speak.
True.
Yeah, that's how we learn from each other. Okay, so we are good to go on live. Okay. All right, so now go back. Okay, let me just turn off this. And so here we are. Yeah, I just turned on the live thing and as soon as well, so people can watch.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because I have thousands of followers in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I have total like over now followers are like over 40,000.
Wow.
And
kind of like
yeah.
so people share this on
Yeah,
like
because every Wednesday I do mastermind groups.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I taught this book, Think and Grow Rich. I gave 15 lessons on those for
wow.
yeah. So every chapter I explained them what does it mean. Nowadays I'm working on a book which is called 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And I'm teaching that, and it will be done in next couple of weeks, but in Urdu language, their language.
Yeah, because that's the one. It's the one thing that when I've been listening to the languages, they're just phenomenal.
Yeah. So people, because these are English books, so they feel like they can't read and they can't understand.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So it helps them to understand the book. So I do in both, like English and Urdu, but right now I'm finishing in Urdu. So that's why they have a lot. I have plenty of followers there. They follow me all the way, every moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm so blessed. So let's see. Now we are getting very close. 3 more minutes. I'm just waiting for so we can start right there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me see.
But I'm going to just go and see if I can share this to the Bangladesh page because I know they want me to share it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so now I'm going to take you back to off the screen for a second, and then I'll bring you back. All right, stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to stop your video, and I'm going to go live right now. Hello, everyone. This is your friend, Dr. Faz, with a new episode of Live with Dr. Faz. Hope you all are doing well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum and namaskar, wherever you are. Today, we have another guest who's a very courageous lady, all the way from the Isle of Wight, which is in United Kingdom, and she has she's multi-talented, I can say, and she is so courageous lady. She's a single mom. She's a Toastmaster. She's a personal care assistant with a company called Say Care, and she's an ambassador for also another group, which is a charity group, and she's an international speaker. I met her recently, and literally she impressed me, and I decided to bring her on my show. So help me to welcome our today's honorable guest, my friend Natalie Jane Thomas. Natalie, welcome to our show.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you gave us the time and to meet our viewers, and it's an honor for me to have you on my show. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good, good. Tell me before we start everything, how the weather is there?
The weather today is raining. It's like we're supposed to be summer, but as typical British weather, it's raining.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So another thing is how you went through this COVID-19. How was the situation there?
So the thing with COVID-19 is at the start of COVID-19, I was really, really anxious. And now at the end of COVID-19, it has honestly changed my life in so many ways.
Wow.
I'm just amazed at this journey because it's shown me so many things that I wouldn't really have done. And I think it's also shown me how important things actually are. So it's definitely going to be something that I'll always remember.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's not, I know it's a tough time for everyone around the globe, but at the same time, every adversity brings an opportunity for all of us, if we see that way. And I'm glad that you are also one of the beneficiaries of those, and myself too. I feel so blessed that it gave me a little chance to reveal myself and to discover myself. So I'm glad you are. So tell me, I mean, for our viewers, I know I studied a little bit of you, but our viewers, they don't know yet. Would you be kind enough to give a brief introduction of yourself?
Absolutely. So my name's Natalie and I live on the Isle of Wight, and my Zoom background is the Needles, which is on the west side of the Isle of Wight, and I'm a mum. I have a 5-year-old called Gia, and she is almost at the end of her reception journey. She'll start year 1 in September. I have become a Toastmaster, and to be fair, it is the most rewarding journey I have ever experienced in my life. And I'm also a university student studying psychology and counselling part-time. So,
wow. You're wearing a lot of hats. Which is good, because life is, that's what the life is all about. We have to learn everything around us, and we learn every moment. So tell me a little bit about your journey as a public speaker or as a Toastmaster. Why did you join Toastmaster?
So I joined Toastmasters because I have anxiety, and I really wanted to go, okay, enough is enough. I want to become more confident. I want to be able to show people that you can speak. If you've got something in your heart, you can talk about it. So I put onto YouTube motivational speakers, and I came across like a homemade type of video, and it was about Toastmasters. And I was like, wow, what is this? Why haven't I found out about it? So then I went onto the Toastmasters website, and I was like, I so want to be a part of this. And I have, and I am loving every single second of it.
Yeah, that's an amazing, I mean, because same thing happened with me, like in 2013. I didn't have any idea about Toastmasters, and here I am. Now I'm a DTM, and I've been doing all that. is such an awesome group. And from my perspective, and maybe you will be also second me, that every person should be a Toastmaster to me.
100%, 100%, because I think especially where there's a lot of stigma in society, people should be able to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just helps you with so many things. Like, say, when I read my daughter a story, I'm putting a lot more emphasis on reading it now.
Yeah, it is true, and because the core values which they teach us as a Toastmaster, I mean, integrity and respect and all those things. I mean, where
100%.
else? Yeah, especially in this kind of a world where everybody is trying to hurt each other and they're cutthroat people. But here we are, there is a group of people who are trying to keep us in a positive attitude. I believe it's a blessing.
It was like when I went to my first meeting, I was like, wow, there was so much positive energy. I have never experienced something so positive in my life. I was like, wow. Just it was amazing.
Okay. How difficult was to stand up and talk first time when you get up and like speak? How difficult?
When I did my first icebreaker, I was really, really nervous because I was kind of thinking, okay, how do I do this? Because one of the groups that I'm with is a worldwide audience. So I was really anxious of going, okay, are people going to understand my accent? Am I speaking too fast? Will they understand the words that I'm using? But now it's kind of like, I'm just adapting to the audience that I'm speaking to.
Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, this is like a COVID time. We all are virtual, but when we started in person, and that was even a little more nervousness when you get up and stand up and talk in front of live people sitting in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but that gave me a lot of confidence. Now, I mean, if somebody claims that he was not nervous, so I believe he's lying. And truly, I mean, everybody, regardless what level of a speaker you are, the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds depends on your seniority and your experience. Everybody has a little dry throat and little bit palpitation and confusion. But the only part, as a good speaker and as an experienced and as a seasoned speaker, that's what you learn, that how to overcome in first 10 seconds. So nobody could feel that.
absolutely.
But otherwise, everybody gets that. So it's nothing wrong in that. And I feel like, okay, when they call my name to get on stage, I get nervous too. But I don't express that, but obviously we all are. So tell me a little bit about what you're looking in Toastmaster in next 5 years for yourself.
So in the next 5 years, because I live on the Isle of Wight and there isn't a Toastmasters here, I want to create a club here because of the benefits it has. There's so many positive benefits it can have on mental health, because you're gaining that confidence, you're gaining that self-esteem, and it's kind of like the positive feedback you get from people can just help you on your own journey. And I would say within the next 5 years, I want to do at least 5 of the projects. So I've got dreams and I've got ambitions with Toastmasters.
Absolutely, and that's why they all join and improve and accomplish their goals. Tell me another question I have, because as a single mom, do you think Toastmaster can help you as a parent to raise your kid?
I think so, because the thing is, it was like where you're basically telling a story. I'm learning how to narrate my daughter's stories in so many different ways and putting on different voices and just making that story come alive, because then she can engage with it so much more. And I think then you can create the positive memories that are really important.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, actually, and it gives you more perspective to look at that too. And so obviously, but do you have any intention to become a professional speaker?
It is on one of my life goals, yes, without a doubt.
Wow. Okay. What you would like to talk about when you become a professional speaker? What will be your niche?
So when I become a professional speaker, I want to talk about the importance of positivity in your life, in your own journey, that we're all different. And I think one of the things that I'm really passionate about at the moment is adverse childhood experiences, that things that might happen to you as a child can have an impact on you as an adult, and just showing that people can make things of themselves even though you might have a negative start to life.
Hmm. So obviously, yeah, definitely, that's the best way to go. Uh, Tell me, like, first three things what you need to become a speaker. First three things you should have to get into the public speaking profession, or as a public speaker. What do you need? The first three things.
I think one of the things that you need is you need to be honest, because if you're going to engage with your audience, if you're really going to get them on board, you need to be honest, because then people can relate. And I think it's another thing that you need is just the drive and passion for wanting to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is time, because of obviously we're all across the globe, and if you're out there in the world, you've got to adapt to time zones, different languages, and just working with who you've got.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you're right, and I agree with you because honesty is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know about public speaking, anybody who knows about public speaking, it has been researched, and this is a result I read by UCLA, that when as a public speaker, your words they count only 7%.
Mm-hmm.
38% is your tonality, how you say that, and
Mm-hmm.
55% is visual, which is your body language. And people are more visual than anything else. They don't listen even, but they watch you, they see you. So if you are lying, they can see through you. Nobody's
Absolutely.
stupid. And then you have to remember what you said. The worst part is. So it's better not to lie, just be honest and tell the truth. And don't rely too much on your wordings and all that. It's okay. You have to have a good words and kind words. In other words, I can say attitude wise, but more focus you should have on your tone and your visuals, means your body language. So I agree with you. Obviously, honesty is the key, and mostly, I mean, when you catch your audience, so what should be a one main thing you have to focus on to get your audiences paying attention to you when you speak?
I think possibly the message that you're trying to get across, in the respect of don't go too heavy, too
Hmm.
quick, because they're just gonna switch off. In a way, just gently going into the story and then going, okay, now we're in the body,
Hmm.
let's really start to
Hmm.
make it come alive.
Hmm. Just for the sake of our viewers who are watching us as a speaker, we both are. So I want to just let them learn something if they can out of us. So my question is again, in the very first 15 seconds, when you get up as a speaker, how you catch the audiences, how you get attention, because message is going to take a lot more time than the first few seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
either if we won't catch them in those few seconds, they are on their phone, they are texting, they lose the attention.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first thing? Means how to start your speech, in other words, how to open your speech, in other words, make it
Have
simple.
energy, have so much energy, and smile. Because if
Mm,
you go out with that energy and a smile straight away, they're gonna be like, what's she gonna talk about?
yes. Awesome. Yeah, a smile is the most energetic thing before even you open your mouth, because they see you a smiling face, suddenly it catches them and you got their attention. And then obviously you start either with a question, with a statement, with a code, something powerful with the energy. Yeah. So once you got them, and sometime you ask them to do something,
Mm-hmm.
means, so I usually start my speeches like this. After I say hi and I said, let me, before we start, let me ask you one thing. Can you turn around and just say the person on your right side that we are going to learn something new? And
Mm-hmm.
now so I got them attentive. So now they are doing something because I asked them to do. So now their attention is towards me. And then I asked the other guy, okay, now can you turn and say, you have to learn too? And that's why I brought you here, and kind of thing. And I just make it a little more relaxing environment so we can enjoy. So same thing to open that speech. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so when you start your speech,
Mm-hmm.
how you build your body of the speech. There are three part of the speeches, the opening and obviously the ending, and in between you have a body of the speech. The
Mm-hmm.
body, how do you establish your body of the speech? What should be in that?
So I think in the body of this speech is like the real things that you're wanting to talk about, because where I've only just started my Toastmasters journey and I'm in a worldwide audience, I'm acknowledging that I have worldwide friends, and
Mhm.
in a way that I'm getting them on board. And when it gets to the middle of the speech, then I really start putting the points in of what I want to talk
Mhm.
about.
Mhm. No, that's good. Yeah, the only thing I usually, when I teach people for public speaking, I say, tell the story and make a point, and
Mm-hmm.
make a point and tell the story.
Absolutely.
You have to incorporate your point with a story. That's how you're going to get them, because nobody's going to remember the entire speech after they leave. But
Mm-hmm.
they are going to catch, if you have a really catchy story, at least that point will be in their mind. That's their takeaway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
so you have to
absolutely.
have something take away home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you get better speaker. Tell me about like anything specific you have to prepare apart from your speech part, in terms of your personality, to present that speech on at the stage if you are in person. What are the things which you have to be cautious about?
So the last couple of days, I've been working on my next research speech, and I'm using it as a presentation. And I thought, okay, I could go onto Google, I could put in different topics and download pictures, but that's boring. I thought, right, this is the topic I want to discuss. How can I be creative and unique to really hammer the message across? Because anybody can speak, it's kind of being unique, and that's where I'm putting a lot of time and effort into, because we could all be the same, but that's boring.
Hmm. Yeah, correct. I mean, the only thing is, as a good speaker, most of the time, what happens with these newly upcoming speakers, they made this mistake all the time because they get more self-conscious when they get on stage. How I'm looking myself, like, am I okay? How people, nobody cares how you look,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Because they are here to listen you, not to
Mm-hmm.
see you. You are not there like Tom Cruise. So they are going to watch. Yeah, you're a speaker. They want to hear you. What's the
Mm-hmm.
message? What you have for them? What the message you brought it there? So first
Yeah.
of all, public speaking is all about others, not about yourself. Keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're going to get more self-conscious, you're going to get more nervous in the beginning of the speech because you're looking at yourself, but you're not caring about them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you lose that 10, 15, 30 seconds where they are looking that how caring you are, and you lost that time, probably
Mm-hmm.
you lost their attention.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So my point is, you have to be prepared in that sense that
Mm-hmm.
when you walk there, forget about yourself and just see if what I can deliver to my audience is not how I am going to deliver, what I can deliver for my audience, how I can add the value in their lives, not my own. And sometimes most of these public speakers get more self-conscious and then they get nervous and people, they don't want to hear them and they lose their tension. They are texting each other, they are laughing, they are
Yeah,
talking.
absolutely, absolutely.
So that's a one thing which people have to take care of, that focus on your audience, not yourself.
Mm.
Okay. Tell me about your personal life journey, why you picked that psychology as a subject.
I find people so interesting. I find just the concept of the brain. Oh my God, the brain is such a phenomenal thing. It is kind of like the importance of a positive mindset and a negative mindset, and how the brain can trick you into putting you into the negative mindset when your heart and your soul is kind of like, we need to stay in the positive mindset. And I just find like the difference with cultures and this like the psychological impact that I just find it fascinating.
Yeah. So, I mean, how does it help in your personal life as a
I
psychologist? Because I know psychologists, they are good counselor, but I have seen so many messed up psychologists in their personal lives. So I'm just asking.
I think like say from the perspective where I'm coming from is when I go further along my journey and start in a way going down the trauma front, you can relate, you can show the empathy. And if you're in a way counseling someone, you understand, because you get so many psychologists and people that don't understand. And how can you support somebody and in a way motivate them if you don't understand where they've come from, if you don't understand their journey and the reasons why they're behaving like they are?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because a lot of time I see, I mean, they don't focus again on themselves, but they are focused on the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And again, people are visual; they see through you. So sometimes my good friends who are psychologists, I tell them, I said, first you have to resolve your own issues, so people
Mm-hmm.
can trust you that you can resolve theirs. Yeah,
100%.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about like, did you born here on this island or you came from somewhere else?
So I was born in Yorkshire.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yorkshire is the largest county in the UK
Mm-hmm.
and in the north of England. I've lived on the Isle of Wight 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love the island because it's surrounded by the sea, there's the countryside, it's really quiet,
Mm-hmm.
there's
But
loads of positives there.
okay, how about in winter time? It gets too cold.
Lately, the winters have been really mild, but there's been the odd times where it snowed. And I think the one time it snowed, I'm always going to remember it because it snowed on my 30th birthday a couple of years ago.
Wow.
That was literally, I'm never going to forget that.
Mm. So, I mean, how about the rains? Like in UK, the worst part, whenever I go there, I feel like it's so rainy there all the time.
I think, like, say, with the winter and autumn, because we're on the coast, we're an island, we can get really battered by the storms, so we
Hmm.
can come off quite worse compared to the mainland.
Hmm. So, how big is this island? Like, what's the population there?
So the population's 140,000
Wow.
approximately.
Oh, okay. And how big the area is?
So the Isle of Wight, because I walked around the Isle of Wight in 2017, so it's around 65, 70 miles all the way round.
Okay.
So it's fairly big. It just depends on how you perceive it.
Uh-huh. And how about all the facilities there, like schools, colleges, and all
So
that?
we have one hospital, and that's in Newport. And we've got quite a few schools dotted around the island. We've got a college, but we don't have a university. So the nearest universities are Southampton, Portsmouth, and Bournemouth, or like I'm doing my degree through the Open University, which is digital. It's a digital university.
Okay. But how you guys do like traveling? Like they have a highways there, or?
So we have a dual carriageway, which off the top of my head is, I think, 1.5 miles long. It literally, we have just the normal A roads, normal B roads. There's no motorways here. If you want a motorway, you've got to go to the mainland. So we're in a way quite unique as such, which is, I like it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. Yes, I mean, definitely. I mean, but again, I mean, it's a peaceful, like you said, really quiet and peaceful. That makes a huge difference in person's life, especially when you want to be calm and quiet and cool, and it keeps your temperament also low. You don't lose your temper very soon, like in big cities.
When I lived in London, because I lived in London 10 years ago, when I lived there, everything was so crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's so fast paced, you're just thinking yourself, stop, people. You'd have people stressing out the fact they move, but they'd be 30 seconds behind.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's okay to have a party there, but I don't want to live in London or New York, either one.
No thanks.
It's so hectic. I mean, it's just exhausting. Mentally, you get exhausted by the end of the day just because you're rushing and running for no reason. I mean, nothing is moving, and it's called rush hour there. Nothing moves, and it's rush hour. So to me, I mean, it was just pain in the neck. But I go once in a while just for fun, but not to live there. So that's why I live also a little far from there. I'm next to the Philadelphia.
Wow.
Yeah, and which is outside suburb of Philly, which is a good area, and it's very quiet. So tell me again, so you're finishing your master's now, correct?
I've just started my psychology degree, so I've got another 5 years because I'm doing it part-time.
Wow.
So I'm putting that around being a single mum, because you have time and sometimes you've just got to try and fit everything in, and I have the goal to finish my degree. It's just going to take a lot longer to achieve it, because I thought, hang on a minute, my degree is important, but it needs to be smart. It needs to be a smart goal, and I respect that I've got to do it a lot slower than other people have to.
Yeah, but are you planning to go in the teaching side after your degree, or you would like to just continue like the other psychologists, they start their practices as a psychologist?
What I want to do in the future, because I'm 75% through my personal training diploma, I want to combine the exercise element with mental health, because they work so well. Like, you have people that are feeling down and in the dumps, and you say, just go outside, have a walk for half an hour, go and get a bit of sunshine, and you will feel so much better. Kind of like why that relationship works really, really well, and it's one of the reasons why I want to combine both.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and if people like in Bangladesh or in Pakistan, in India, in other countries who are just watching us right now, and also or in the US too, but I'm talking about those countries, South Asian. If they would like to pursue their career in psychology, what you would like to suggest them? What they have to do?
Correct. Absolutely. If you have a dream, you can do it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like if you live in Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever. If you want something, you can make it happen. And in a way, depending on where you live on the globe, the opportunities might not be as easy compared to, say, like the UK or the USA. But if you want something, make it happen. Because at the end of the day, we've only got one life. We've got to take these opportunities and we've got to go for it.
And how about Toastmaster? How you would like to suggest about Toastmaster to those people?
The thing, like say, with Toastmasters and like say Pakistan, Bangladesh, absolutely do it, because I have so much respect for people in Bangladesh, Pakistan, countries that don't speak English as a first language, because I've seen when I've been to some of the Toastmasters how hard it is for these people that are trying to learn English. And it's why, like I've said to the Bangladesh group, that I will happily teach the younger children a bit about the UK, because I'm helping them. And then at the same time, I'm learning about different communities that I can teach my daughter. So it's sharing the love and it's just sharing the knowledge.
Yeah, because most of Americans, they don't know how to speak English either. You know that? You are English, but we are not. As an American, I mean, I think that we have the worst English. You can see that, most of Americans. But yeah, I mean, it gives an opportunity. And now in Toastmasters, they started a lot of local languages, Toastmaster clubs too, which makes a lot of life easier. But at the same time, I usually recommend all my friends there back home in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all these, that try to join an English Toastmasters club. So that gives you more like a international exposure. Okay, because that has a little more advantage over local language. But I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to neglect your personal, like mother tongue or your own language. But at the same time, it gives you a better opportunity. But either way, it's beneficial regardless.
Absolutely.
Okay. Natalie, we have now a couple minutes left. So would you like to give a message for all those people? And we need definitely, through your experience, through your exposure to the Western world, and as well, yeah. So please tell us and tell our viewers whatever best message you can pass.
The message that I would want to give to the people in the USA, the UK, Bangladesh, Pakistan, wherever people are watching this, if you want something so bad, you can turn a dream into reality. It's just remembering nothing is impossible. You've got to believe it to be able to achieve it.
Yeah, that's a very good message. I mean, if you believe yourself, you can achieve it, as long as you can conceive in your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The only thing is, make sure I have a joke for that, so don't get offended. Because sometime if you watch this American Idol, have you watched that? So
yeah,
have you seen those stupid guys? They just walk there. They want to become an American Idol because they believe. Yeah. but as soon as they open their mouth, I turn off my volume. I can't get. So my point is, it's not only the belief, but with an action and with a real knowledge of that makes you more competent. But you have to be competent too, because you cannot just believe. I'll say you, Natalie, I have belief in myself. Would you mind to have open heart surgery from me? Of course not.
True.
So believing doesn't make is not the only thing. But yes, that's a very basic foundational thing. You have to believe in yourself to achieve. Thank you very much, Natalie. It was just a pleasure to have you on my show, and I truly inspired by you. And hopefully in future we are going to have a couple more shows together.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.